welcome to the first ever episode of the DRK podcast. My name is DJ Zach. This is where we are going to be chopping up everything hip-hop. I have my notes here and I have everything else I need over there. I got my phone over there. So first off on the list today is beef. What's beef?
Do you know what beef is?
What's beef? Matumbo. What's beef? Anyway, so we're talking about a few things that happened in hip-hop in the last couple of weeks. They've been developing. We have a story about DJ Envy and Rick Ross. And we also have a story about DJ Envy and his partner. They were doing real estate together. And apparently the guy has been scamming people. And now it looks like it might be bringing down Envy, which sucks because the way things work over there, like if it's true what has been happening, the way things work over there is that if you're working with someone, even if they you stop working with them, but they carry themselves in a way that still use your name to promote either their business or whatever. And from that, if they even pay you a dime, just, to appreciate that, you put them on, and then it turns out later that they were doing some fraudulent shit, there's no way you can get yourself out of it. I mean, that's what I'm hearing. So I don't know. We can Google it, or if you have more information on it, you can hit the chat and tell us what's up. But apparently Envy, he might be sued because of his association with this guy. What's his name? Let's find out what his name is. DJ Envy. So Cesar Pina has been taking money from people and using Envy's name, I guess, for because of his celebrity status. So basically that will probably give him an edge over other real estate agents, whatever. So I don't know. It looks like Envy might be in a bit of trouble. Now, the connection I'm not really making, which I don't know if it's connected to anything. In the last couple of weeks, they've been going back and forth with Rick Ross about their car shows. Ross saying he has the best car show, which is supposed to be in about 2 days time, I think. So it's like a competition between who has the better car show between him and Ross. But that escalated really fast because at first it looked like a promo thingy. We have car shows, we can create some drama and have like a lot of buzz around it. Let's do it. That's what it looked like to me. That's what I thought it was. But kidogo, seeing people's families are being brought into it. Like it became personal. It became really nasty. It started turning nasty. And then before you knew it, there was like a bunch of things happening to Envy. Because first of all, Envy addressed, because let's go to the beginning. Let's go back to the beginning at the top of the list.
Start from the beginning at the top of the list.
Ross was on Drink Champs, and
wasn't you and Envy battling at one point?
Nah, Envy was never on my level to battle. Nah, I wouldn't do that to Envy. I rock with Envy. I like Envy. I fuck with Envy. You know what I'm saying? But in the car game, he not ready for that.
Right.
Envy on the Breakfast Club started going at Ross.
Let's be honest, right? Oh, God. Ross. Oh, God. You Airbnb your home.
You gotta stop.
The house that you sleep in.
Envy, stop.
Eddie Murphy slept in your bed.
What is this? When you keep...
They shot Coming to America and Eddie Murphy man-milked your bed.
Whoa, so you saying Eddie Murphy didn't just come to America, he came in America on Rick Ross's bed. You need to stop this.
The cast of Boomerang, they shot at your crib, they slept in your bed.
What's wrong?
During that time, we thought it was all jokes. It was, people trying to be funny. And then it turned out ugly. Then next time Ross was on his live and he started bringing in Envy's kids and his family, talking about like, you know, you and your family can come down and wash my cars or break dance. So I'm paraphrasing. So when that happened, Envy came back the next morning.
So now let me get into character. Rose, play some other music. You got Bad Boys, what you gonna do? You got that? There we go. Now, you started off as a football player. They kicked you off the team because you would stand by the showers and watch the boys take a shower.
Jumping jacks.
Then you moved to corrections. And what did you do? You watched the boys take a shower. That's what you did. You said another boy, so you wanted another one. And then another one. And then another one. My big homie told me to do it. That's not a boss. That's actually a sucker. That's somebody that follows what people are doing.
You gotta stand up for yourself.
That's not a boss. That's not a boss.
You better eat.
Shut up,
You
Jackson.
think I'm big, bitch? No, you're Officer Ricky. I think I'm Larry Hoover. No, you're Officer Ricky.
So when that happened, now it started looking like it's headed towards a different direction. So to me, that didn't look like a promo anymore. Like now this is, you know, serious shit. And then out of nowhere, there's drama between Envy and Gunplay. And I don't know if Gunplay is signed to Maybach Music, or I don't know what connection they have. Now, this real estate thing pops up, where now he could actually be sued because, you know, people are talking about like paying a lot of money and didn't get whatever they paid for. So now my only question is, are all these things connected? Is Ross the boss he says he is, and does he have the kind of resources that would sort of like uncover all this fraudulent shit that Cesar Pina and Envy have been doing? Did this one come out just because, you know, Ross had something to do with it, or is this a coincidence? I don't know. So that's where my mind is going. It could be totally unrelated, and, you know, we're just talking about it because it's a fucking podcast. We have shit to talk about.
He has a boss too. John Venata is his boss.
Who's John Venata?
That's the Miami warden, the correctional facility warden. That is his boss.
stop. You
No,
gotta
that is
stop.
the truth.
You
That
gotta
is
stop.
the
Oh,
truth.
that's Rick Ross' boss.
That's Rick Ross'
gotta
boss.
stop.
Rick Ross
Oh
still
my
gets a
God.
pension
You're going too far.
from the correct.
More will come out as time goes by. If you happen to know any more details about this, maybe you can hit the comments, tell us what's up, tuambie uko wapi, unafanya nini na hii story na kubambaaje. Juu kuna watu waga wanaenjoy vitu kaa hizi. That's why I decided to do a different type of podcast where like we're just going to be talking hip hop and all that ignorant shit that's happening out there, like what Morant is doing right now. Morant versus everybody. And this Morant story is kind of pissing me off because somehow rap is getting a bad name out of it. Like apparently they're blaming rap for everything Morant is doing, which doesn't seem to make any fucking sense, because this nigga is a grown-ass man. He can decide for himself what is wrong and what is right. He doesn't have to listen to a rap song to know the difference between wrong and right. But I don't know. He's risking over 200 mil for Instagram popularity. This shit is crazy. Like, people in America sometimes just, I don't know what's up with them, but that's crazy. 200 mil for Instagram. That's nuts. Oh, I can't even, I wish I could get like even a percentage of that. 0.1% of 200 mil. That would be a good payday for me. Yeah. What's next up? Next up, I don't know if any one of you guys is watching this show by what's her name? Angie Martinez. What's the name of the show? There's a show by Angie Martinez, very popular right now. It's about the anniversary. Basically, I think the anniversary of Biggie's album, Life After Death, just passed, and to commemorate that, they did like a series. I think it's an 8-part series, and so far we are on episode 5. And it's interesting. I kind of like it. It has some very interesting stories about although some of the stories we already had them before, like the story of the 10 Crack Commandments by DJ Premier. I think we knew that story before, but hearing him tell the story again on this is kind of refreshing. Apparently, this beat wasn't meant for Biggie. It was for Angie's top 5 intro. She had a show on a radio station. She needed an intro, and produced that beat. Primo produced that beat for the intro for the top 5. That's why it says 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And the beat is what's his name? Jeru the Damager is the one who did the intro for that. So basically, that beat became Jeru's beat, if I'm not mistaken. So when Biggie and Puff needed that beat, they had to contact Primo. Primo had to talk to Jeru and asked him, like, is it okay if these guys use it? Because at the time there was a little bit of tension between Jeru the Damager and the Bad Boy Camp because of that song called One Day. That story again was it was interesting. What caught my attention in that whole interview was the wild takes that DJ Clark Kent seems to be having. And I understand sometimes you believe in your man so much that you can come off as being let me not use that word. It's disrespectful, but you can seem like you're kissing somebody's ass so much, and this happens to Clark a lot. When he talks about Jay-Z, it's always like nobody else can rap better than Jay. Nobody is like, nigga, come on. Like, we're not going to downplay Jay's success in the hip hop and rap industry. But sometimes when you're talking about those things, maybe try to exclude the emceeing part and just talk about how great Jay-Z is. But if you start telling people how he's the best lyricist ever, no one can ever, you're setting yourself up for because there are other rappers who may not be as successful, but they rap better than Jay. And he, to be honest, he's not even on my top 20, but that's a story for another day. So yeah, so the wild takes Kent seems to be having on this show are just nuts. One, there was one he was saying that The Chronic is not a classic album because he can skip one song. According to him, a classic album should not have a song that can be skipped. So because The Chronic has a skippable song, he feels it's not a classic. Now, my only question is, this song is skippable by who? Because if Kent skips this particular song, somebody else doesn't skip it. So what makes his matrix of more value than somebody else? Because if you use that same argument, then I can be like, there are classic Jay-Z albums that I skip at least 3 to 4 songs, but they're still classic albums. So you are skipping one song and you're saying this album is not a classic. I mean, that's some crazy shit to say. Number 2, he had this wild take that Biggie died because Tupac lied. Now, we can break this down in a few different ways, but I think the way to frame it would be, if it wasn't for what Tupac said, both Biggie and Pac would still be alive. I think that's probably the best way to say it. But if you say Biggie died because Tupac lied, you're implying that Pac knew exactly who shot him, but didn't want to say that and say Biggie, which would not make any sense because he has nothing to gain from that. Remember, at that time, they were friends when he got shot in New York. They were friends. So there was no... So while I was going through some of these notes, I found a thread on tweet. Not a thread. I found a tweet where somebody tried to break down the whole sequence, the ton of events that took place between Pac and Biggie with their friendship, how he got shot, and up to the time when Biggie now got killed in LA. And he kind of breaks down the whole thing, because it's like Pac did not lie. He just did not have the information about who shot him, and that's all he wanted to know. Because at that time, Biggie was being crowned the king of New York. So if I'm in New York, you're the king of New York, something happens to me in New York, as the king, you should probably know one or two things about, you know, what happened. And that's what Pac was saying. I don't think Pac said Biggie had something to do with it, like he's the one who ordered the hit or whatever. He was like, okay, so I've been hit in New York, you're the king of New York, can you find out what's up? So anyway, but according to what's his name, Clark Kent, Biggie died because Tupac lied, which is kind of, I didn't like that statement. It was kind of wild. But yeah, that's what happens to these so-called legends. They usually have some shit to say, and because they feel like, you know, they have that legendary status, no one is ever going to question them. And so that's one of the other things. I think this generation doesn't really care about that. It's people like us who care. Like, so when I see something like that, I really wanted to find out from guys, like, you know, what do you feel about this whole story? If you feel like me, you can hit the comments. If you feel different, you can hit the comments. If you like what I'm saying, you can hit the notification button, so if I post another video, you get notified. If you like it, hit the like button so that YouTube can do what it do and help my video cross over to the other places we were. And I had to drop down to oh shit, I'm going to have fun with this shit. Anyway, don't forget that I have my show every day at 7 p.m. On YouTube, where we showcase the best of KE hip hop. And I think I'm going to introduce a segment where I will play one or two international songs just to highlight. Like right now, I want to highlight a song by Master Ace and Marco Polo. They have a project coming out. The first single features Cos Contra. I think I've played it once, and I want to play more. I really want to showcase some of the good hip hop that I'm listening to. So I might have to, like, every now and then, if there's a new project out, like, it doesn't have to really be new because nothing new comes out every week, but I can go back to projects that came out and we didn't get a chance to talk about it, and maybe showcase that, right? Other than that, please like, subscribe, tell a friend to tell a friend. If you like this video, make sure you do the necessary so that YouTube can, do the algorithm thing. And yeah, like I said, we have a show every 7 p.m. Every day. Check that one out as well. What else? I don't think I have anything else to say. In the words of my man Monster Man Rocco, aka the Rockness Monster.
How about y'all just like and subscribe? You know what I'm saying? And email every male and every female.
That's what's up.
Give them the details.
Peace, man.